I'm sure my food ended up at the flight deck.
After years of struggle, mismanagement and bankruptcy, South African Airlines is back flying on intercontinental flights. From a once multi-award-winning airline and considered to be the best in Africa to a national embarrassment. Will the South African flag carrier find back to old glory? Let's find out on a flight from Cape Town all the way to Sao Paulo, Brazil.
Guys, a beautiful good morning from one of the most beautiful places on earth. I am in Cape Town and today we'll be flying South African Airways on their newly introduced flights to Brazil. Very much looking forward to see what South African Airways is like in 2024. So let's head to the airport. I was going to show you this amazing view of Table Mountain, but unfortunately today it's a little cloudy in town. So good news is I was originally booked in economy class and then bid on an upgrade for $600 and it went through for 9-hour daylight flight. Perfect scenario. Perfect weather to leave today, no? Yeah, yesterday was beautiful, no? Are you from Cape Town?
The original I'm from Somalia.
Oh, nice.
Cape Town's airport is located an easy 30 minutes drive from the city center and was completely modernized for the 2010 FIFA World Cup. It is also Africa's 4th busiest airport, so let's have a look inside. Here we are, welcome to Cape Town International Airport. The check-in counters for Sao Paulo are just down there. They're not open yet. However, the Airbus A330 that we're going to take to Brazil, it's already on its way from Joburg to Cape Town. Sao Paulo was the first reintroduced intercontinental flight after the airline's bankruptcy during COVID. Ever since, they have also reintroduced flights to Australia, and perhaps one day they will return to London as well. So guys, all checked in. I'm at the gate right now. We have a bus gate, so they'll be taking us to our Airbus A330 in a few minutes, and then I can't wait to show you the actual onboard product of South African Airways. And there she was, South African Airways Airbus A330, one of 2 in operation and by far their most competitive plane. They also still operate the more outdated Airbus A340, of which they have 2 as well. South African Airline doesn't have any planes on order, so this is the product that you're going to get for quite some time.
9K86 signal to your left.
So guys, welcome aboard South African Airways Airbus A330, and I think I'm quite lucky because 9K, as you can see, with the bulkhead and heaps of space in front of me, is the best seat that you can probably get on this Airbus A330. I tried that before and it's super spacious and super comfortable as well, especially when you're flat. Yeah, there's a screen in front of me, there's a few amenities such as headphones and a amenity kit and a bottle of water already at the seat, and the crew absolutely fantastic at the door. Huge smile, great attitude, so you might be in for a pretty good 9 hours flying to Sao Paulo.
And the back of your seat.
Once we reached cruising altitude, a dry towel, not a wet or hot one, were handed out, as well as the menus, and the crew came around to take meal orders, and that's when things got a little bit interesting.
We're a good 45 minutes into the flight, and I treated myself to a nice glass of red wine. South Africa is known to serve some of the best wines in the world, and I think in terms of indulging into a business class product, this is as good as it gets. It's a day flight, you know, you depart at 1 p.m, you don't have to get up too early, you're fresh. 9 hours of sunshine. So since we are flying to the west or westwards, we're flying with the sun pretty much, and then get there at 6 p.m. and it's still going to be bright in Brazil. So this is really the best time to really to indulge into that luxurious feeling of flying a business class we spend so much money on, and then we like to wine and dine and to be spoiled and to have a good time. You get this experience, especially on a flight like this, where everyone is still very energetic. It's not too late, it's not too early, so everybody had a good rest. So everyone is just here to eat good food, have a good glass of wine, and just really enjoy the experience. Are you team day flight, or do you rather prefer overnight flights, have a quick snack, go to sleep, wake up the next morning? Let me know in the comment section below. Would love to hear your opinion. And also a quick look at the amenity kit. Pretty cool to get that on this flight. There's eye shades, socks, comb, lotions, and yeah, pretty much the basic stuff that you need on a 9-hour flight. But really love the pouch. It looks pretty awesome, since it seems to be a thing in 2024 to cut cost wherever you can. So very happy to see that here. So that was the starter. Absolutely incredible tomato soup. Really well done. Loved it. Isn't it funny though how I would never eat a tomato because it's one of my least favorite vegetables, but a tomato soup or ketchup I love. Some things in life don't make sense. There's no other explanation for that. So guys, after the fantastic tomato soup starter, I was hoping to present the main, the sea bass, which I ordered with the crew earlier, but then this happened. The crew came to me and she asked me, "Are you ready for your main?" I said, "Yeah." And then she asked me, "What did you order?" And I said, "Oh, the sea bass." And she said, "Oh, sorry, we don't have the sea bass." Which was all done a little bit weird, because I mean, obviously she took the order earlier where they obviously still had sea bass, and now all of a sudden they don't have it anymore. So yeah, the other two dishes unfortunately aren't compatible with my diet, so I just decided to have another starter, which is the salad right in front of me. But you know, I don't want to like accuse anyone of anything, but yeah, either somebody else wanted the sea bass from the staff, or they ran out of it, or the whole logistic is a bit poorly managed on this flight, because especially when you take the order, you should know that you have it on board. I don't think they came here and asked for what I want, not knowing that they don't have sea bass. That can't be. So I don't know what happened, but yeah, it's a bit unfortunate, but what can we do, no? Thank you. Sorry about it. No, that's all good. Thank you. So you know guys, what I was saying earlier, that the bulkhead is the seat to be. Look at the space I'll have to myself, especially when you're flat. And the sleeping experience in here, out of the world. The starter was great. The second starter was great. The main, I guess we will never know. But what made me so suspicious is the fact that if I know I don't have the fish, I would approach you you in a different way. I would be like, hey sir, I'm really like sorry to tell you, but unfortunately we don't have the fish, we're out of fish. Something like this, you know. And she was like, I guess kind of hoping I would say, oh no, maybe I changed my mind or something like that. But yeah, I'm sure my food ended up at the flight deck. But apart from this, I'm probably going to have a bit of a rest, and then I will do some work, and later there is some snack service as well, so we're going to check that out as well, if they have it. And yeah, but I really enjoy the hard product. Look at this. That's just world class. So guys, we're a good 6 hours into the flight. Just trying to get some work done, as you can see, and we are over the middle of the South Atlantic Ocean, like quite a big ocean, let me tell you. I once crossed it on a ship from Argentina all the way to Africa. That was quite an adventure, and it took a long time, and there's nothing down there, let me tell you. I went to the galley, and they have a little basket there with snacks like crisps, pretzels, muesli bars, and all that kind of stuff, like heaps of them, like a lot. So I went there, grabbed a bag of crisps and a little small bag of pretzels, and then out of nowhere there was this voice barking at me saying, only one item. And I was like, oops, what's happening? What's up? And then there was a crew telling me off for taking 2 items out of the basket instead of 1. Apparently I'm just allowed 1. You know, it doesn't feel really good, and it feels stingy, and it feels unnecessary. There were like enough snacks to feed all business and economy. So I don't know why that is. Maybe just because I bid on an upgrade and I'm only allowed 1 snack instead of 2. And yeah, that doesn't really leave a good impression. If you come across stingy and like controlling, it's just not nice. I think that's something that you guys could work on. So I'll be landing in Sao Paulo. I'll be staying there for 2 nights. Then I'll be flying Avianca for the first time to Mexico City with a stop in, I believe, in Bogota. And then from Mexico City, I'll be taking Conviasa on the Airbus A340 to Venezuela. And then the highlight of this trip, I'll be flying Cubana on the Tupolev 214 to Havana, which is going to be an amazing trip. Very much looking forward to that one. And then taking Air China back to Europe. And then that's pretty much it for this year, I guess. Yeah. So feel free to look forward to a little South America aviation tour. So guys, 90 more minutes to go. It's time for a light snack. The starter is a springbok carpaccio with some blue cheese and parmesan, a side salad, and then there's going to be a prawn curry, apparently. I mean, the experience that I made with the service earlier, I only believe it once I see it and it's actually in front of me. But for now, this looks pretty good, so let's give it a try and see what it tastes like. Next on the agenda, prawn curry with basmati rice. Well, also guys, we just started our descent into Sao Paulo an hour late, but that's not because we didn't leave on time, which we very much did, but there was so much headwind today that slowed down our journey quite a lot. And then for half of the flight, or for the first bit of the flight, we were just cruising at 30,000 feet. And yeah, so we get in an hour late. I don't mind it too much, you know. And once we're at the hotel, I'm going to give you a full summary of my South African Airways experience, and I'm going to share my thoughts with you. See you, bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you so
Bye-bye.
much
Thank
for
you for
flying with
everything.
us.
Yeah. And here we are. Welcome to Sao Paulo in Brazil. It's nice to be back. And what do we make of today's flight on South African Airways? What I can say is I love the seat. Great bedding. Service was good until we had that little incident with the fish. Perhaps we will never find out what happened. But overall, it was really, really solid and great experience, you know. And I really hope that South African Airways can find back to old glory, because I really love them. Like, I think they were always the best airline in Africa, without a doubt. Ethiopian Airlines is great, but it's just because their operation is pretty impressive. Their network, you know, they have so many flights within Africa and they connect the continent with the rest of the world, and that's why Ethiopian Airlines stands out. But they've never been the carrier where you go on and you feel like, oh, I wine, I dine, I have a great experience. They've never been like this, you know. They don't have service in their blood as South Africans have, you know, they have that culture. So my vision would be a great, strong South African flag carrier with new planes, 350s, as they had for a short time, find their identity again, and then start, like, once they established and accomplished and settled in the industry again, then they can start to be brave again, you know, and like expand their network, fly back to Europe, Asia, and become a really strong brand again, you know. I would love to see that. But this is it for now, and this is also the end of my Africa series, obviously, because I'm in South America now. So I hope you enjoyed the adventures that we shared on my favorite continent. So there we go, Africa. There you go, got a cool hoodie. And this is it from my side. I'm gonna go sleep now, and also check out my Patreon. The link is in the description box below if you want one of those cool Cahill keyrings, access to my WhatsApp group, early access to my videos, your name in the credits, and so much more. And also let me know in the comment section below what you thought of today's flight. This is it from my side, guys. Where are we off to? Have a safe trip.